extra points, almost like a bonus point. So I'm going to be teaching you some tips and tricks on how to do it and what I found most useful. So the first thing is you have to read the instructions. So there's 4 paragraphs that you're supposed to read, and you can either highlight or you can write next to it the key points. What I did personally is instead of working on it or working in it, like in Word, I worked over it, like you would on writing down a piece of paper. So I don't know exactly how to highlight that way, but what I did is I just clicked on this little box. You just double click, and then you can just start typing whatever you need to. That's what I did. And there's no specific key points that you have to write. Just write everything you think is necessary and what you think is going to help you, because you will be using this information in further pages. So that one is pretty easy. Then you get down to the next one. So your first instruction is to plot all of this data on the graph, and I put my graph right next to my data because I thought that would be the easiest way to do it. So you start with altitude of 0 kilometers and temperature of 15. So if you look right here, this is the altitude. It goes from 0 to 100, and then the temperature from negative 100 to 20. So the first one, what you would do is you would start at 0 because it's 0 altitude, and then you would go over and you would find 15, and you would place that about where you think 15 is. Okay, so the next thing is to label the different parts of the atmosphere. Now, it doesn't exactly say the kilometers it is right here in these paragraphs, so what you can do is you can just open up Google and you can just search up, for an example, how high, where in the atmosphere is the mesosphere. And then you get all these answers, and I would find your most reliable source. .coms aren't always the most reliable, but .orgs and .govs, and those are the more reliable sources. And so then you just go on here and you check to see if you're correct. See, the reason you don't exactly need to go on Google all the time is because it kind of shows you, like, if you look how this curves, and it's not a straight line. So where it starts, the first layer is the troposphere. And so you look right here, and you see how it's an angle and it's going one direction, then just stops and goes like this, goes up a little bit. See, this right here is the first layer. It's slowly going up. And then the tropopause is just a pause, and the pause in temperature. It still continues to go up. It's like a pause in temperature, so that's why they call it the tropopause. And so you label it because it's a pause right here. And then you're back again to another layer, because you know that's another layer because of how it's slowly increasing in temperature, or decreasing in some cases, but it's also going up. And then, so this layer, the next layer would be the stratosphere. And then a little pause right here, stratopause. So then it's, in this case, decreasing to the mesosphere, and so on and so forth. So make sure to label. As you can see, I've labeled everything. I have it underlined and bolded, and it's noticeable. You can see where everything is. Make sure you do that so you know what you're looking at. And then you have a couple questions. So most of these questions, not all, you can find the answer to them in either here, this first layer of the atmosphere paper, or you can find it on your graph. It will take a little bit of looking, it will take a little bit, but you should be able to find all of it. And if not, you can look on Google. And so for the next one, the extend paper, for those of you who are doing it, I highly recommend doing it, because rather be safe than sorry with your grades, especially in science. So these ones, I personally was not able to find any of them on the graph. I couldn't find any information on it on this paper. So I simply just went and I looked it up on Google. It really isn't that difficult to find. I highly recommend doing it. And that is everything I have. I hope you guys have a good day, and good luck completing your layers of the atmosphere page.